Ifá codes, the sacred system of creation. This is part 1. The Calabash is a code. My name is Steve Vargas Betancourt, truth seeker, knowledge keeper, builder of what must be rebuilt. And while I'm not yet a Babalawo, I walk with awofaka, marked under Iwori Irete, and I speak not from mastery, but from fire, from the sacred unrest that comes when your Ori whispers, remember. The more I learn, the more I unlearn. And before I go deeper, let me be clear. When I say calabash, I don't just mean a gourd from the market. I'm referring to the Opon Ifá, the sacred divination tray used in traditional Yoruba practice. In the Ashé tradition, the act of casting and reading from the tray is called dafa, to my knowledge, a word meaning to divide or cast the wisdom of the oracle. In Lukumi, which developed in Cuban diaspora, you're more likely to hear the term consulta for a divination session. Different words, same sacred intention: to seek truth, to restore balance, to align destiny. But even beyond terminology, the symbolism runs deep. The calabash in Yoruba cosmology is not just a physical object. It represents the womb of creation, the sacred container where polarity is born. The Opon Ifá, the divination tray, is a cosmic map carved in wood, round like the universe, balanced like nature, coded like consciousness. And when we speak of Iyerosun, we speak of sacred dust, made from the root of the Iroson tree, sometimes mixed with ash or powdered bone. Iyerosun is not just powder, it's memory. But it's not used in every form of divination. Iyerosun is specific to Dafa, when the Babalawo casts using Ekin, the sacred palm nuts. He shakes them in one hand and attempts to transfer them to the other. If one or two remain in the original hand, only then are marks made in the Iyerosun on the Opon Ifá. Every stroke made in that dust, a message, a signature, a reading of how creation is currently vibrating through you. This is not the same as Meredilogun, where cowrie shells are cast on a mat, not on the tray, and the fall of each shell speaks through light and shadow. And Opele, that's the divine chain, flipped through the air, interpreted through position. But it doesn't require dust or the tray at all. Every tool in Ifá has its purpose. Every method has its voice. And none of it is theater. It's technology, spiritual, ancestral, cosmic. 2 marks, 1 and 2. That's it. That's the ancient binary. 1 means expansion, light, radiance. 2 means contraction, depth, mystery. These aren't good and evil. They're not heaven and hell. They are forces in balance, like inhale and exhale, like sky and soil, like the seen and the unseen. 8 total marks, 4 on the right, 4 on the left. They form the Odu, the sacred signature, not just of the moment, but of the soul. When you cast Dafa, you're not asking what might happen. You're asking, where am I in alignment with what already is? Because Ifá doesn't predict. Ifá reminds. Ogbe Meji, all light, pure outward force. That's when you have 1, 1, 1, 1 on the right and 1, 1, 1, 1 on the left. Oyeku Meji, total depth, the primal dark. That's when it's 2, 2, 2, 2 on the right, 2, 2, 2, 2 on the left. They are not in conflict. They are complementary codes of existence. Creation needs both, like day and night, like inhale and exhale, like expansion and return. The tray is round for a reason. It reflects the nature of the cosmos, the movement of the stars, the shape of the womb, the structure of atoms and planets. On the tray, the equator is awareness. The poles are ancestral alignment. The center, the nucleus of Ori. You're not looking at it. It's looking at you. I don't speak this as someone who knows it all. I speak this as someone who has touched the dust, stood before the markings and heard the whisper. Not of a prediction, but of a reminder. Ifá doesn't tell you your future. Ifá reflects your current alignment. Before books, there was the tray. Before data, there was Odu. Before systems had names, Ifá was already operating with binary lines, fractal codes, ancestral memory, preserved in breath, dust, and ritual. So no, I'm not a Babalawo, but I'm walking. I've seen enough to know the Calabash is not a bowl. It is a code. And each time I approach it, I'm not seeking answers. I'm seeking realignment with the contract my Ori made before birth. This is part 1 of Ifá codes, the sacred systems of creation. And if you've made it this far with me, then maybe your Ori is remembering too. Because the tray is not a tool. The marks are not guesses. And this tradition is not superstition. It is truth encoded in the language of the unseen. The Calabash is a code. And you are the key. Ashé. Ashé.